Hey, what's up everybody? It's about 4:01 in the afternoon. And you know, last night's Monday Night Raw, well, what can I say about it? What can I say about Monday Night Raw that, well, apparently no one else has said? It was kind of structured differently last night. I mean, usually over the past few weeks, Raw has ended with either Rock and Cena together or Rock and Cena individually closing out the show. Not this week. This week instead, Rock and Cena were in the first hour of the night. And Cena, despite what happened earlier in the day, looked okay to me. If he has any whiplash effect, it won't last too long. We all know that. But anyway, they were like the first hour of Raw. And Cena won his match against Mark Henry. Rock came down like he said he was going to. Rock bottomed Mark Henry to kind of show a message to Cena that, hey, I can do this like with one arm. You had to basically strain yourself to lift the guy and then, you know, drop him down. I could do it just like that. So apparently it's another, you know, again, it's another, you know, not verbal altercation, but it's more of a, I could top you better than this kind of deal. Now, despite that, we did have some matches last night. You know, we had, the first match was Big Show and Kane, which Kane won thanks to Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes basically then did a post-match attack by hitting Big Show with some boxing gloves while Big Show was handcuffed. So at least to me, it looks like WWE, and I'm sure a lot of you would agree on this, is trying to put some importance into this Intercontinental Championship match. Which, unfortunately, and I'll probably mention this again in my predictions, which to me makes it look like that as soon as this match begins at Mania, it's going to end, and it's going to end with a Big Show victory. I'm just saying. Maybe I'm wrong. Of course, the opening promo, of course we had the opening promo, which was CM Punk and Chris Jericho. Now, CM Punk basically said, hey, look, my dad, yeah, he was an alcoholic and everything, but he's overcome it. He's overcome his problems. He's fine. Jericho appears on the Titantron and says, yeah, look, I apologize. I shouldn't have gone to that direction. I shouldn't have mentioned anything about your father. But then he turns it around and says, but your sister, on the other hand, is a different story. And he kind of looks at, you know, basically getting real personal kind of deal, trying to mess with Punk's head, which makes many people believe and probably realize Punk's going to retain at Mania. Now, of course, we also had another match between Santino and David Otunga. David Otunga, of course, won that thanks to interference and a distraction by John Laurinaitis. We also find out later on in the night, officially, as it was announced earlier in the day by WWE.com, which kind of doesn't really make much sense, Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler are going to be part of Team Laurinaitis. Now, in between this, we also had some promos outside of the WWE. Apparently, earlier that day or during the past week, Eve and Beth Phoenix kind of interrupt an episode of Extra with Kelly and Maria Menounos. Now, Kelly and Maria kind of accept the challenge from Beth and Eve for WrestleMania. So basically, what we already knew about a week ago is now announced officially on WWE.com, on WWE Raw, that Maria and Kelly will team up against Beth and Eve. And I know some people look at this like, you know, some people say, really, do we have to have this match? What's the point of it? Why? You know, couldn't they got someone bigger? The truth is, folks, we all know that the WWE's original plans for a Divas match at Mania was supposed to be for the title, and it was supposed to be Karma against Beth. We all know that. And we all know that the celebrity plans for a celebrity type match was supposed to be Shaq and Big Show. And since those plans went awry, you gotta basically kill two birds with one stone, and what better way to do that than to have this tag team match? I'm supposing. You know what I mean? Now, we also had a vignette. That's right, we had a vignette for a new, well, what we thought is a new superstar coming called Lord Titsu, or Tetsu, or Titsu, or Tensu, or whatever, Lord Tensu. But even though it's Lord Tensu, that person, apparently according to several sources and reports, is actually Albert. That's right, Giant Bernard, Albert. Yep, he's coming back as Lord Tensu. Now, apparently, this probably throws away any thoughts and rumors, maybe kind of tosses aside maybe any reports and rumors that he's being brought back as a bodyguard for Laurinaitis, which also probably throws away the fact that maybe Laurinaitis' team will lose. We're not really sure yet. Now, besides that, we did have, like I say, a tag team match, which was well, not the main event, but we had a tag team match. It was Swagger and Dolph against Kofi and Kingston. Now, Swagger and Dolph did win, but we also had a post-match cat fight, if you will, between Oksana and Vicky. Now, what I thought about last night is, wouldn't it be ironic, wouldn't it be something, if not ironic, that they turned this 12-man tag team match for control of both shows into a 12-person tag team match. In other words, allow one of the slots on each team to be filled up by Oksana and Vicky. Wouldn't that be something? Not saying it will happen, but I'm just saying it looks like they could try for that. But we'll have to see what happens. I don't think they will, but we'll just have to see. Now, the other match we had was an open challenge match between The Miz and Sheamus. It was okay for a little bit. Sheamus did win the match, continuing his momentum. We also had a match earlier on the night between Daniel Bryan and Zack Ryder. It was a decent little match. Daniel Bryan reverses the Rough Rider into a label lock and ends up winning the match. Then, finally, we can get to our main event segment, which was Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Undertaker. Now, I thought, honestly, I might be one of the few out there, but I thought this was a decent segment. And, kind of like I say, a change in structure from the past few weeks. Because now, instead of having them in the middle of the show, you have them as the main event. Which, from my standpoint as a fan and as a mark, it seems to me that WWE's teasing the fact. It's like for most of the weeks they've had Cena and Rock as the main event segments, individually or together. This week it's Triple H, HBK, and Undertaker. So it kind of teases the fact that you don't really know which match could be the final match. No one knows. You know, you're thinking, well, it's in Miami, it's Rock and Cena, that's been promoted for a year, it's going to be them. But then you got this, end of an era, Hell in a Cell. Who knows? But it's also teasing, what I liked about this segment, it does tease some tension between all three parties. Like it teases the possibility that Shawn Michaels will want to screw Undertaker out of his streak because Undertaker forced him to retire. Or Shawn Michaels will have to tease the fact that Shawn Michaels will want to prove he is indeed better than his best friend and call it down the middle. It's kind of like a toss in the air, and that's a good thing going into this match. It's a good thing. But again, it also teases the fact that you don't know what main event match is going to be the last one. So, to me, I think this was definitely overall a decent Raw. I thought this was good. I know some people will have difference of opinions, but I thought it was good. I thought they did a great job structuring the whole event, and I'm really looking forward to the final Raw next week. I'm also looking forward to that documentary that they're going to have before Raw, so hopefully that'll build more interest. Because reports are going around that some people are losing interest in the whole Rock Cena deal, and a lot of people are turning on Rock. That's true. According to several sources, like Bleacher Report and a few others, some fans are getting sick and tired of the whole Rock deal, like Rock doing this and that, instead of actually doing something physically, like he did tonight to Mark Henry. But still, there's reports going around that people are getting sick of it and are actually starting to slowly turn on Rock. If you don't believe me, look up the Bleacher Report, or look up several other sources. But this is what I've read online, this is what I heard. So, hopefully that documentary next week will do some good for WrestleMania. Overall, again, I thought it was a good show. You definitely have to check it out. And if you haven't seen Raw yet, check it out. Look up on various uploading video sites if you have to. Look up on torrents, wherever. Watch it. I thought it was decent. And just looking forward to next week's the final Raw before Mania. So comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and video response if you like, and I'll talk to y'all later.